Hello guys, welcome once again to Tech with Kobo. I am sure that as a user of Microsoft operating systems, you have had a personal experience with the spread of viruses, malware, and probably Trojans on your Microsoft operating system. Some of these viruses are very stubborn to the extent that they can affect the boot configuration files of the operating system and prevent it from loading successfully to your desktop for you to use that system. They can affect your file explorer, what you are seeing over here, moving around here on the screen. They can affect it and prevent it from loading successfully for you to access the volumes that you have within this file explorer. They can hide the volume letters of your volumes. In this case, let's say volume C or volume K or what have you. They can hide those volume letters and prevent that volume from being accessible and deny you access to the resources on that volume. They can hide your control panel, prevent you from accessing it. They can move your cursor around on your screen to different directions and affect the daily use or the free use of your system. In fact, these viruses can be very frustrating. Some of them affect a shared volume on a local area network and propagate to other systems on the network that are connected to that shared volume. So viruses have many adverse effects that can affect business operations on a daily. So organizations invest a lot by buying antiviruses to install them to prevent the spread of viruses and a whole lot of stuff. So one of the commonest means through which these viruses spread is via the USB storage devices. That is a USB flash drive or an external hard disk or an external solid state drive. It's very common for viruses to spread via these USB storage devices. So in today's tutorial, we are going to look at how to block the USB ports to prevent USB devices that are connected via these ports from spreading the viruses onto the systems. So we are going to completely block the ports and prevent or deny access to the use of these ports. So this can be implemented in organizations that take security seriously implement these policies because they do not want their data at rest to be infected by viruses. Some of these viruses even steal data. They cause data thefts. Some of them also steal credentials, especially the Trojans, and send them remotely or send them via the internet to the adversary remotely. Or let's say typically on a local area network, when you have an internal threat, that Trojan horse can steal credentials, users' credentials, and send it to the adversary for them to use it to initiate attack. So it's very important that we learn how to block these USB ports to prevent the spread of these viruses. So we are going to do that with the Microsoft Windows Registry. So it's just a few settings here and there and we are good to go. So here in the Explorer, you can see that we do not have any USB connected. It is only the volume C that we have over here. So I'm going to connect a USB thumb drive to it for us to know that indeed no such setting has been implemented and a USB drive can be connected. Alright, so we have this pop-up indicating that a USB drive has been connected. So I'm going to click to connect it to the virtual machine. The virtual machine that has been turned on is HP Ultrabook. So I select Ultrabook and then I click OK. Click OK one more time. Let me go ahead and refresh. And then we have our USB connected. So this is it, labeled as Kobo. If I double click it, these are the contents within the USB drive. So labeled as volume letter E. Alright, so it means that no such setting has been implemented and a USB drive can be connected. So if this USB contains a virus and auto run also hasn't been disabled on the system, there's the likelihood that that virus or malware will find its way onto the system and infect files, hide certain crucial files or critical files that you need. So we are going to learn how to block that or prevent this USB from being detected henceforth. So we open run and then we type Regedit, that is the registry editor, and then hit the enter key to open it. So here I click yes to open. Now before you can access this registry, it is important to note that you have to be logged onto the system with a user account that is part of the administrators group, or you need administrative privileges in order for you to perform this setting. So it's very important to note that. So here in the registry, I'm going to click the arrow beside HK underscore local underscore machine. So under this local machine, I expand the arrow beside system, and then I do same for current control set. So HK local machine, system, current control set, and then I click the arrow also beside services. So here under services, I'm going to look for USBSTOR, the container labeled USBSTOR. That is what I am targeting. So you select any of them and then you keep pressing U. So here, this is the USBSTOR. So in USBSTOR, I double click start. So this is the start parameter. And then here the value 3, the hexadecimal value 3, is what enables the USB port to function, or that is what enables you to connect a USB thumb drive or a USB storage device for that device to show up in the file explorer, like our case. So when you enter 4 disables the port. So immediately after this configuration, this USB here should not show in the explorer, and henceforth any other USB storage device that is connected to this port isn't also going to show. So I'm going to click OK, and then I collapse all of these ones to complete the process. So here you can export the file. So I click file here, over here, and then I export the configuration within the HK local machine. So I click export, and then here I label it as disable USB port. Disable USB port. So I'm going to save it on the desktop. Then here I click save. So the reason why I am doing this is that when you have another system that you want to go and perform this configuration on, you don't need to go back into the registry to do it, but you just copy this file and then run that file on that new system to effect the changes. The system has been a bit slow. Okay, so it's up now, but it's not showing on the desktop. All right, so let me right click, go to view, and then show desktop icon. So this is it, disable USB port. So this is a registry setting. So when you have different systems in the workplace and you want to implement this policy on those systems, you just copy this file and then transfer it to the new system. If you have a shared volume, you can put it in the shared volume. You access the other systems, and then you double click this file, just as I have done. You click yes, and then you click yes one more time to effect the changes or to apply the changes. Now, after doing this, I'll close the registry, come to Explorer. Now we still see that the drive is still connected over here even after refreshing. So you need to perform a reboot for the changes to effectively apply. So I'm going to click here, the start menu button, and then restart the system. So after this, we are going to see that the USB drive will automatically be ejected. We are not going to see the drive connected to the system, and henceforth any other USB storage device, be it an external solid state drive or an external hard disk, whenever it is connected, it's not going to show at all. So it kind of look like the USB port is not functioning, but indeed it is working, except that it has been disabled at the operating system level in the registry. Now whenever you are going to the registry, you need to exercise some caution, because whatever you do in the registry can affect the performance of your system. So you always have to be careful whenever you are accessing the registry. You should know what you are going to do in that registry. So I'm going to log into the system, and then here I go to Explorer, click Tech with Kobo, and we can see that the USB drive is not connected or has been ejected from the system, but it is indeed still being connected. It is connected to the system, but it's not showing over here like we are seeing. All right, so your system is now protected from a USB based data theft or malware infections using a simple registry tweak. This method is especially useful in a shared or public environment where controlling device access is critical, and then also protecting data at rest also it's very critical. That is when you need to implement this policy. So if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more tech tutorials, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a security tip from Tech with Kobo. If you've got any questions or want to see more Windows hardening techniques, kindly drop a comment below. This is going to help me improve in the subsequent videos. Thank you for watching and stay secure out there.